What was supposed to be a harmless reunion quickly turns into a deadly obsession. One woman's past mistake reopens the door to a man who refuses to let go, no matter the cost. This is Fatal Affair, a story where desire turns into danger, and saying no is the most dangerous thing of all. Ellie is a successful marketing executive, living a seemingly perfect life. She has a loving husband, Marcus, a teenage daughter, and a beautiful home that reflects the stability she's worked hard to build. From the outside, Ellie's life looks complete, but inside, she still struggles with rekindling her love life with her husband. In the office, Ellie runs into David, an old college friend she hasn't seen in over 20 years. The encounter feels harmless at first. David is charming, nostalgic, and overly attentive. He reminds Ellie of who she used to be before marriage, responsibility, and motherhood took over her life. On a faithful night when Ellie tries to leave the club after releasing she shouldn't be there with David, David pressures her to stay longer. One thing leads to another, and they ended up almost having sex in the bathroom. Almost immediately after, regret hits Ellie hard. She tells David it was a mistake, and makes it clear that it can never happen again. David smiles and agrees, or at least pretends to. The next morning, Ellie returns home and resumes her normal life, determined to bury what happened. But David doesn't disappear. Instead, he starts showing up everywhere, at her workplace, at events, even near her home, always pretending it's a coincidence. At first, Ellie convinces herself she's overreacting. David is just lonely, she tells herself. But his behavior quickly crosses the line. He sends excessive messages, makes unannounced visits, and subtly threatens to expose their affair if she ignores him. Ellie finally confronts him, firmly telling him to leave her alone. That rejection flips a switch in David. The charming man disappears, replaced by someone unstable, controlling, and obsessed. David begins stalking Ellie. He watches her house, tracks her movements, and manipulates situations to isolate her. When Ellie blocks him, he escalates, breaking into her home, leaving disturbing signs that he's been there. Meanwhile, Marcus senses something is wrong. Ellie becomes distant and anxious, but fear keeps her silent. David knows exactly how to keep her trapped, by reminding her that one word from him could destroy her marriage and family. Things take a darker turn when people around Ellie start getting hurt. Accidents happen, evidence disappears. Each incident points back to David, though he always manages to appear innocent. Ellie finally confesses everything to Marcus. Instead of anger, Marcus chooses to protect his family. Together, they prepare for the truth David has been hiding. Ellie discovers that David has a long history of violence and manipulation. His obsession isn't new, she's just his latest target. When she tries to cut him off completely, David snaps. The final confrontation happens at Ellie's home. David breaks in, fully unhinged, convinced that Ellie belongs to him. What starts as an argument turns into a violent struggle. David threatens her family, leaving Ellie with no choice but to fight back. In a moment of desperation and survival, Ellie turns the tables. David's obsession finally becomes his downfall. The police arrive and the nightmare ends, though not without scars. Ellie's life isn't perfect anymore, but it's honest. She learns that facing the truth, no matter how painful, is the only way to truly be free.